Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders, GMS who rule well, who teach well, and salutations to the hopeful elect. GMS Arkansas got this little short lesson, man. Got this article. Information, not even an article, but information. And when we have been tasked, it says to measure the time diligently. So we must pay attention. That's the whole gist of it, to pay attention to what's happening in this world. And we, as a collective body, as brothers, that's pushing that's the spirit that's been bestowed upon us to push this truth to the world and basically to wake up the elect. But brothers are in a collective body, and the information goes out. Certain brothers have information and it's being shared. And this is part of how we measure the time, because one brother couldn't do it all by himself. It's too much information. So brothers as collective, the Lord has certain brothers, they receive information, they push out there. And this is one of the ways we measure the time. We have to know, because some signs pass, you have to be aware of what's going on, because prophecy is basically revealing itself, it's manifesting itself, because we're close to the time of Yahweh Shai coming to redeem the 1/3, the elect. So people in this world they always look for that happy meeting, that happy-go-lucky time where it's all peace and stuff. So, man, I had to tell my chick yesterday, man, if you're looking for peace and happiness, then you want to die. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? Like, if you're looking for peace and happiness, you want to die. You want your spirit to lead this world, because this earth was given to the hands of the wicked. Okay, they have been known as a border of wickedness, and Esau controls this whole world. Okay, the Lord has given it into the bases of men in this particular time. So it's not going to be no peace and happiness as long as Esau is ruling. So basically, if you're looking for that right now, you're looking to die. That's just what it is. So we know part of it is it's also going to be, according to this second Ezra's 15. Start at 15, I guess. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people, Ezra 15 and 15, one people shall stand and fight against another with swords in their hands. Okay, this is it says, for there shall be a sedition among men, meaning a uprising against government. Okay, and that's going to happen because we can kind of see how the government, the cabinet that they have now, they're passing a lot of unrighteous decrees that's spoken of in Isaiah the 10th chapter, the first verse. These unrighteous decrees, a lot of them, the first ones they basically signed was going against our brother, the Issacharites. Okay, trying to make moves on Issachar, but soon come, they've always made moves on Judah, the southern kingdom, but it's going to come to fruition where it's going to be a big gathering. It says, an invasion of one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Because something's going to happen where people are going to not give a damn what the government is talking about. It's going to be free for all for all. That's why you have a lot of people now, they have guns. They have stockpiled these guns. And basically the government is going to send in troops to deal with the people when the situation gets bad. And they're creating this situation because they want to bring in a implantable device, a new technology, put you in economic slavery. So you have to have different events happening where the people are at unrest and you have a solution to try to put them at rest. Okay. So that's going to be a time. It's going to be a time where they're going to bring this right here. Luke 19, let's see, 43. It says, for the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee and cast thee around and keep thee in on every side. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to come. We know who the enemy are. Our enemy is Esau. And Esau has a standing army. And when things are at unrest, he's going to bring in this force to basically bring order because they're going towards a new world order. Okay. And for them to make everything be right, they're going to need to basically round you up like cattle. That's what they want to do. Okay. So they're going to come through your houses. It's going to be a time where they're going to come to your houses, knocking at your doors, kicking them in, bringing you out, putting you on cattle trucks like cattle and moving you out. Going to be shipping you all over, just like the 1800s, man. Like slavery back in the day. Bring you up there, sell you off, your family right there. You go to Virginia and they go to Texas. Never see them again. It's going to be a type of thing where they're going to be separating you. You might be in a concentration camp in Colorado, but your ass from Arkansas. You from Alabama, but they got you in a concentration camp in Ohio. It could be possible a situation like that. But the scriptures say they're going to compass thee round about. In verse 44, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave thee one stone upon another, because I knew it's not the time of the visitation. So when they come through, they're going to be checking everything. Okay? And the commodity they're going to be looking for are people. They're not going to be looking for no money or none of that. They're going to be wanting bodies. And it's going to be a time. And Esau basically, it says FEMA concentration camps. See, they're around America. And these are the particular places where they are. Okay? These are the particular places. You can see that one picture, it got the fences up, just it's prison. Okay? And they all over America, all those blue dots that you see, all those blue dots, they all over America, bro. They everywhere. Ready to round you people up. You see that? They are everywhere. Okay? And through these definition, they had a program they had made long time ago. It's called the right here, the Rex 84. It's short for Readiness Exercise 1984. Through the Rex 84, an undisclosed number of concentration camps were set in operation throughout the United States for the internment and the dissidence of others potentially harmful to the state. So you're going to be made the enemy of the state. You're going to be an enemy, deemed as an enemy of the state. These camps are to be operated by FEMA should martial law need to be implemented for the United States. And all it would take is a presidential signature on a proclamation, an attorney general's signature on a warrant, to which is the list of names attached. And those names attached, we already know those names attached are going to be men of the Lord. That's their goal, is to basically get us. And we know that they'll take a lot of other people. They'll take millions and millions of others. But their main goal, they know. Because we have already been labeled prophets of doom. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So we have been labeled that. So guess what? They're going to be coming for us. Operation Cable Splicer. That was another one. It's a sub-program of the Rex 84 program, which is established on the reasons that if a mass exodus of illegal aliens crossed the Mexican border, they would be quickly rounded up, detained in the detention centers by FEMA. And they already did this because we had an exodus of them coming over. I remember that was probably like 3-4 years ago. Might have been about 5. Might have been around the COVID time, probably. They had all them Issacharites in that fenced-in camp. They was giving them this foil sleeping bag thing to lay under, but everybody was encamped in roundabout, and they was laying on the ground. That made me think of that scripture in Luke 19 I just read. But they had them like that. That was, and it's gonna be more and more. It's coming even more. You know, it's always the beginning of it. It says Rex 84 allowed many military bases to be closed down and to be turned into prisons. Operation Cable Splicer is a program for an orderly takeover of the state and local governments by the federal government. FEMA is the executive arm of the coming police state and thus will head up all operations. The presidential executive order already listed on the Federal Register, also part of the legal framework of this operation. You see that? They have another one, Operation Garden Plot, is a general U.S. Army and National Guard plan to respond to major domestic civil disturbances within the United States. The plan was developed in response to civil disorder in the 1960s and is now under the control of the United States North Command, NORTCOM. It provides a federal military and law enforcement assistance to local governments during the time of major civil disturbances. Garden Plot was the last activated as Noble Eagle to provide military assistance to civilian authorities. Following the 2001 September 11 attacks on the U.S., the Pentagon also activated it to restore order during the 1992 LA riots. Under Homeland Security reconstructed, it has been suggested that similar models be followed. Oversight of these Homeland Security missions shall be provided by the National Guard Bureau based on the long-standing Garden Plot model. And the National Guard units are trained to equip to support civil authorities in crowd control and civil disturbance missions. So this military, these National Guard, these are going to be the ones who basically is going to be coming to your homes. They lay you down round about, they camp and trench around about you. It'll be the military. It'll be the forms of the military going to be doing it. Okay. And this is a civilian inmate labor program. I'm not going to read it. Okay. I'm not going to read FM 31940. You can write them down and read them later, but we know Rex 84, Operation Cable Splicer, and Operation Garden Plot, they have already been put in order. This has already been set in order, and they're waiting for that time to basically turn the switch on. Okay? Because when they turn the switch on, you got red lists, you got blue lists, You got red, blue list, yellow list, black list. We are all on the red, blue list. Somewhere those on the red list will be woken at 4 a.m. and taken to camps and probably killed. Red and blue list. And we know that the prophets of the Heavenly Father, we are on that red list. So we know the enemy. We understand the enemy is coming. Okay? We know the enemy is coming. It says the red list, these are the people who are enemies of the NWO. See, the New World Order. They call it enemies of what their enterprise. But we're telling you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai that enterprise will not stand. It won't make it to fruition. But when we tell you, you're deeming us as being TERRO, or, you know what I'm saying, ISTs. But we're prophets. We speak from that. We speak what we've been told to speak from the heavens. And you're not above the heavens, so guess what? You're going to deem us as being your combatants, your enemies. Okay? Wickedness will not prevail in this place, man. The gates of hell will not prevail, as the scriptures say. It says they are the leaders of patriot groups, see, outspoken ministers, outspoken talk show hosts, community leaders, often probably the net leaders. These people will be dragged out of their homes at 4 a.m. and will be taken to FEMA detention centers and killed. This will take approximately 2 weeks before martial law is enforced. So they're going to try to take out the prophets before even martial law come around. Okay, the blue list, these are the enemies of the NWO, but are followers of the red list folks. These people will be rounded up after martial law is in place and will be taken up to detention centers and re-educated. Various minded control techniques will be used on them. Most will not survive this. Mr. Springmare was not specific on exactly who was the blue list, but I will guess the people such as you and I are on the list. Because, see, a lot of times you got people, they listen to the prophets. They are on our sites. They're tagged in. They're on our tags. But, you know, they be scoffing and talking shit. You know what I mean? They don't believe what the prophets are saying. They got their own little way they think things supposed to be because they didn't been to these churches and been mind controlled. But you on our sites. So you are going to be deemed as such. They're not going to say, well, you was going against them. No, you're on them sites, so you're going to be on that blue list. You're going to be deemed as such. Okay? But they're going to have to, like I said, they're going to have to try to re-educate you. You going to the camps, and you're going to suffer some shit too. But why suffer for righteous? Why not suffer for righteous sake? Why suffer for the wrong way? Suffer for the righteous sake. Okay? Take that burden that Yahweh Shai took. Pick up the cross, man. All right? Yellow list, these are citizens who know nothing about NWO and don't want to know. They are considered to be no threat at all and will be instructed as to how to behave and will most likely do whatever they are told. Unfortunately, there are too many of these to be effectively controlled, so many will be killed and starved. So guess what? If you don't even know nothing about it, you're still going to be taken out because you got to remember the Georgia Guidestones will keep humanity under 500 million. So they're going to be taking you out anyway. So why sit there and don't know shit and don't want to know shit and then you die anyway? You should want to know what the truth is, especially if you're an Israelite. Blacklist. I have recently heard that the red and the blue list have been combined into one, and they are called a blacklist. All blacklist citizens will be marked for execution. See, blacklist. So we know that they're going to try to come against the prophets, the FEMA coffins or whatnot. You have different you got the camps, you got different, look at there. See that? Those are like, look like rail cars. They turn into fucking camps. And they'll be moving your ass around. See, that look like an apartment, but it's a rail car. And they even got the executive orders. Okay. You see all those executive orders. You got different states. You see that? I'm here in Arkansas. Okay. We have Fort Chaffee, which is Fort Smith. Okay. They got runways, facility which caps out. They can hold 40,000. We got the Arsenal in Pine Bluff. Okay. That's where they have a lot of mustard agents still there. They got Fort Jerome, Chico and Drew County. It's an old site of the Japanese camps. Rawa is in Deschaux County. XBO Japanese camp. Blyville Air Force Base, that's northeast corner of Arkansas. Remember they closed that base, but now it's a camp. Berryville, I know where Berryville is at. It's up northwest. They got a camp up there by Eureka Springs off Highway 62. People go up there to vacation because Eureka Springs got that old type of German type houses, the old Eastern Bloc type houses in the bed and breakfast place like Europe. And then you got Omaha, northeast of Berryville, near Missouri. I know where that's at. Off of Highway 65, you got to go through Harrison up in there. Okay, that's where all them Edomites at. So they got them here. Okay, they said, hey, NWO, but guess what? That NWO, when the scriptures say in the book of Job 20, and I started 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Because we know when you're eating, you're in a good case. Okay. When in the fullness of his plans, his enterprise, when he think he got everybody basically RFID'd up, intained, he got the ones killed who he want killed. He's educating in the certain yellow listers. He think he got it all going. The Most High is going to cast a fury. Howard Shah will return, and he's gonna take the crowns of these nations. He's gonna return with fury. He's gonna use these nations in thermonuclear destruction and World War III. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, they will not get away with it. It will not uphold. It will not happen. Okay. Now a lot of people are gonna be taken out because that's part of the science past. But for the most part, the Most High gonna rain terror upon Esau. Okay, and he will not prevail. The gates of hell will not prevail. Okay. So with that, I just hope this lesson was edifying to the elect of Israel. Shalom.